Hi there, my dear viewers. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I've got a spine-chilling story that's sure to send shiver down your spine. It was near Halloween when my friends and I gathered to tell ghost stories. Little did we know that one of those tales would turn out to be shockingly true. So sit back, grab a cozy blanket, and prepare to be captivated by a story that will leave you questioning the very fabric of reality. It was the eerie time of Halloween, a season when tales of the supernatural often take center stage. My friends and I had decided to indulge in some good old-fashioned ghost stories, each one scarier than the last. But little did we know that one of those stories would stand out among the rest, not because it was fabricated, but because it was horrifyingly real. The storyteller among us began by hesitating, saying she didn't like telling this particular tale because it was based on a true, bone-chilling experience. Of course, our curiosity got the better of us, and we eagerly begged her to share it with us. The story revolved around her parents' first date, a night that would forever haunt their memories. Their initial rendezvous had been pleasant, albeit a bit awkward, as most first dates tend to be, but as the night progressed, it took a sinister turn that none of them could have anticipated. At the point when most first dates would conclude with the pilot's goodnight, the male protagonist in the story, her father, made an unusual suggestion. He proposed that they embark on a midnight hike up Provo Canyon. Now, it's important to note that he was no stranger to that area, having previously engaged in a rock climbing adventure in that very canyon. So, under the cloak of the night, with only the stars to guide their way due to a new moon, they set out on their moonlight adventure. The air was crisp, and the silence of the canyon enveloped them. Little did they know that this hike would take them to the brink of an unspeakable terror. As they walked deeper into the canyon, a peculiar sensation began to creep over the male protagonist, a feeling of impending doom. It was as if a voice inside him was screaming to turn back, to escape the darkness that lay ahead. He tried to ignore this unsettling feeling and continued onward. However, it soon returned stronger and more insistent than before. This time, he couldn't brush it aside so easily. Just as the ominous feeling reached its peak, he took a step forward and felt something soft underfoot, in the darkness beneath the canopy of trees. It was impossible to discern what this mysterious object was. And then the feeling returned, more powerful than ever, as if it were a warning from the very depth of the abyss. Instead of investigating the object beneath his foot, he made a decision, one that would alter the course of their lives. Filled with a growing sense of dread, both he and his date agreed that they needed to leave the area immediately. They couldn't explain the feeling, but they knew it was too dangerous to ignore. Years later, after they had been married for some time, they watched an interview with none other than the infamous serial killer Ted Bundy. Little did they know that the night of their first date had unknowingly brought them into close proximity with true evil. Ted Bundy, in his own chilling word, described the night he lured a young woman into Provo Canyon, where he had just taken a life. As he was in the midst of his heinous act, he heard people approaching on the trail. In a stroke of luck that defied comprehension, he managed to conceal himself in the shadow just moments before my friend's father walked right up to the gruesome scene. Inexplicably, he turned away without ever realizing the horror that lay before him. This bone-chilling encounter left my friend's parents with a profound sense of dread. They had unknowingly stumbled upon a fresh crime scene orchestrated by one of the most notorious serial killers in history. And there you have it, a story that blurs the line between the real and the supernatural. Have you ever had a brush with true evil, even if you didn't realize it at the time? Please share your own stories in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this spine-tingling journey today. If you find this tale as shocking and hair-raising as I did, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friend, and subscribe for more captivating stories. Until next time, may your night be free from the terror that lurk in the darkness. Goodbye.